Hello guys, welcome back home and welcome back to another episode of how to score above 300 in Jamb. And if this is your first time of watching my videos, I'm Raphael and currently a pharmacy student at the University of Nigeria and Nsukka. And today we are going to be discussing about how to prepare for Jamb in 30 days or in a month time, the best strategy to prepare for Jamb. But before I go into the video, there are some questions you guys have been asking me and I will be using this opportunity to answer them. One of the questions I'll be answering that you guys have been asking me is this: can I prepare for Jamb in a month or in 30 days time and still score above 300 in Jamb? The answer to this question is yes, but you need a good strategy, and I have a good strategy which I discussed in this video if you can watch till the end. The second question I'll be answering is, can I complete the Jamb syllabus in a month's time? My answer to this is yes, but that is if you have been studying before this time. Another question that most of you will always ask is this: does Jamb repeat past questions? I will likely say no to this if you're expecting them to paste the questions word for word. They're not going to give you the question word for word, although in some scenarios or in rare cases they can paste the questions word for word. But if you're expecting them to paste the questions with same concept they used in previous questions, or maybe same strategies or same ideas they used in setting previous past questions, I would say yes, the probability is very high because they are just recycling questions, just that they are not going to paste it for you word for word. Then the last question: how can I study for long hours without getting tired? My advice would be drink lots of water, have accountability friends that can call you and ask you how the study is going, and also study in breaks. Maybe after 1 hour you rest for 10 minutes, then you go back to study, or maybe after 15 minutes you rest for 10 minutes then before going back to study. Now let's get started with the video, which is discussing how to prepare for Jamb in 30 days. This strategy works very well for me and for others that I've also told about the strategy and they used it. It worked very well for them. But if it doesn't work for you, take the ideas you like and discard the ones you don't like. I will try to make this video as short as possible so that you guys can go back to your study life. Remember, every second counts this time. And at the end of the video, I have a big announcement for you guys. Wait till the end. I summarize this method into 8 steps, and one of them is take a CBT test now, so that you can know how bad you are and you can note topics that you are really bad at and go and study them. I know that most of you are already practicing your past questions weekly, so why some of you are doing it daily, but my advice for you guys now is to halt, and instead of using those 2 hours to practice or do questions you have no idea about, why not use those 2 hours to study something from your syllabus? And you know, one of the disadvantages of studying the past questions or practicing the CBT test you did not prepare for is depression. Most of you will go and practice questions or do questions you did not even prepare for, and after it you feel depressed. You feel that your works are not paying off, so you feel less motivated to study. While some of you, after scoring it or after doing it, you score very high and you feel that there is no need to study again since you are already scoring very high in the exam. But if you are the type of person that is exclusively using past questions to prepare for this exam, I am not going to discourage you to stop practicing. What I will refer you to would be this video, because I discussed how I wrote my first Jamb and how I score very high exclusively practicing past questions. Go and watch it after this video, because I discussed some strategies you can use there. But now I won't advise you guys to exclusively practice or study your past questions. The second point would be list the topics you are yet to cover. If you have not covered much in biology, go to your syllabus, list those topics you have covered and list the ones you have not covered. And those ones you haven't covered are the ones you are going to give all your strength to these last 30 days. Now, after listing the topics you are yet to cover, this will lead me to my third point, which is prepare a new timetable. I'm not talking about the former timetable, study timetable you have been using. Prepare a new timetable and then factor these topics you are going to be studying, so that whenever you open your timetable and you know you have biology or physics for today, you already have in mind, this is the topic that I want to cover. I will also advise, try your best not to procrastinate this period, especially with your timetable. Stop skipping your timetable. Be responsible for once for these 30 days. Try and be responsible and keep to your schedule. Now the fourth point will be, tell everyone that this is your last month for preparation. Tell your parents, tell your religious leaders, tell your pastors, tell all of them, so that they will be aware. When you tell your parents, they will have to reduce the house chores that they are giving to you. You have to judiciously use all the time you have, and try and tell your boyfriend, tell your girlfriend, tell them to calm down, that you are preparing for exam. There is no room for distractions, guys. There is no room for distractions. The fifth point is, if you feel less motivated during study, my advice to you would be to find someone that is more serious than you are, so that you guys can plan your study times together and check up on each other. I'm not talking about going for someone that is less motivated than you are, or that is less serious than you are, because if you go and meet them and tell them I'm tired of studying, they also tell you that I'm tired of studying. So what are we going to be doing? Let's play games, or they will just take you into something else. But if you can fix your time and plan your schedule around someone that is very serious with passing this exam, trust me, when you get tired, he will encourage you, and when he gets tired, you will encourage him. Then to my sixth point, but before I continue, are you not already learning a lot from this video? Why not hit the subscribe button and please help me grow, and also like this video so that others can see it. I'll give you 10 seconds to do that. The sixth point would be, focus more on covering your syllabus than covering your textbooks. I discussed more about this in this video. You can go and watch it after this video, because I don't have all the time to explain it. Focus more on covering your syllabus than your textbook, because it is not everything that is in your textbook that is in the syllabus. And the seventh point I will be discussing would be, prepare for the worst. Guys, prepare for the worst. I know that most of you are only focusing your attention on the simple questions. You might get to the exam hall and only see difficult questions. Although if you prepare well, you're not going to see difficult questions. But you might focus on your strength into the difficult parts of the syllabus and forget the simple ones. I will advise you to also pay attention to those simple ones, because you could get to the exam hall, you can get to the exam hall and you only see the simple ones, and because you only prepare for the most difficult ones, you did not even pay attention to the simple ones. So when you get to the exam hall and you see the simple ones, you now start failing them and picking the wrong answers. So prepare for the worst, prepare for good, and also prepare for bad. Now the last but not the least, before I give the biggest announcement for today, is that, guys, try to use the last week for revision. Try to revise everything you have been reading so far since this year started, since you started practicing or preparing for this JAMB. Use the last week for revision. And also, this last week is the time I also recommend that you take another CBT test, and also compare it with the first one that you took at the beginning of the first 30 days. Compare it to this time. You should have improved, or you should have grown better, or your score should be better. But if it's still poor, don't just conclude, because sometimes these CBT practice apps, they could be wrong. And another thing with them is that they are not a clear indication of what you are going to score in the exam hall. And also use this last week for studying those questions that you wrote down in your special section in your personal study notebook. I discussed more about the special study sections every student should have in their personal notes in this video. Go and watch it after this video. Remember the fifth point I gave in this video when I said that if you lack motivation, you should find someone that is more serious than you are that can encourage you. So I will be creating a Telegram group for you guys. Everybody that lacks motivation or you need motivation to study, you can go to the Telegram group, because it will be a 24/7 Telegram group that is open for students like you studying for this exam. So if you come there by 1 a.m, you find the student studying. You come there by 4 a.m and say hi, someone will respond to you. If you come there by 5 a.m and say hi, students are studying all around the clock to smash this exam. And when you see them, you will be motivated. I'll be dropping the link to the Telegram group in the video descriptions. If you have any questions or any confusions that you want me to respond to, just drop it in the comment section. I promise to help you guys. Thanks for watching. I love you guys.